I'm going to explain you something about pressure testing. It's the computer and it measures all the pressure that comes under a saddle. When you're looking up from here, it's like you're sitting on the horse, left front, and right back, left back. This is a pressure testing that we did with a ReactorPanel saddle from Suzanne pen. It's about a year ago. What you see here is an average pressure. So we have made a test for 3 minutes, and for 3 minutes you can see this is the walk and the throt and the lope. You can see that here's very little impact, here's more impact, and with the lope you have another kind of impact, more higher, because it's a higher walk. This is the average when we have measured for 3 minutes and all the pressure points. The black spot here is the center weight of the rider. You see she's quite steady and not moving too much. That's the average. There's also maximum input. It has to be like here. You see here everywhere the saddle has been to the maximum. Well, that's quite normal, quite good. So very nice. Average again. I'm gonna put it on play and see what happens. This is the saddle when Suzanne's sitting on it, and she is starting to walk now.
It's interesting because I remember this horse had a lot less muscle, didn't he, on the left-hand side, which is sort of why we're seeing that the saddle is sort of slightly more into the shoulder on that side.
It was a real problem with the horse, and we've tried a lot of saddles, always problems, and we're a year later now, and well, the horse is doing great. And, you can see here, it's on a walk. That's the rider, the cross, it's the rider. You can see her moving. Sometimes you get the red points, but that's normal. That's where you reach the 8 kilos pressure.
It's very interesting that because you can, having seen the horse's back,
you can see underneath
the effect that it has when there's less muscle on one side.
This is the throt. If normal the red spot, if you push your finger on the ReactorPanel or on the digital measurement, it's just like a tip, and then it's already getting red. So
it's very sensitive, isn't it?
It's very sensitive. Yeah. The 440 pressure points in the pad, and they all measure the pressure. Now we're in throt, still here. You can see it walk. Now it's coming to the lobe in a few seconds.
No, it's been really nice to see how the horse's back has muscled up and repaired, and the white hairs that were there has gone.
The horse had to recover, and the saddle helped him a lot.
Yeah.
Now you can see the lobe. Here's a very different pattern in pressure. You can also measure by parts. If you want to know the average in a part like here, I want to know the average of the lobe. Some horses have a particular problem in the lobe or something. This is the average in the lobe, and you can see the rider sitting in the lobe. Or if you want to say, well, how did it do in the throt? You can check it here. See, now the rider is more moving to the left and the right.
And also you can see as Susan was standing in the stirrups, there was the pressure on the front and then to the back.
And here, from my walk. See? And the average again. That's the most important part.
And there's another one we can do, isn't there, where you can see the actual amount of the pounds per square inch?
Yeah, you can see it here.
So that was the actual readings on average on the saddle. And that was just the saddle before we weighted it up.
Yeah, that's before we weighted it up.
So now we'll have a look.
I'll show you when we weight it up. It's more better to see. We weighted it up with 14 kilos, so that's a lot.
So we were sort of simulating what Suzanne would need for a ride, because being an FEI rider, she has to weigh 75 kilos.
14 kilos extra, that's this one. See, now you're getting a bit more spots, but quite good. You can see the ride is moving more now, because there's more weight, and the horse is moving, and the weight is more balanced for the rider. But as average, it's still a very good.
And you were quite impressed, weren't you, when we saw this?
Yeah, yeah. We had all saddles before, and they were all getting dark green and yellow, and some spots were red. So this is what we needed to help the horse recover.
But he looks very relaxed.
He is very relaxed.
So here we are, we're in Holland with Suzanne Penn. Now, must be, what's it, a year ago now since you had this saddle?
Yes, I've had this saddle for a year now. And, you know, we've been looking for many saddles because this horse has a bit of a tight back.
Yeah.
With not a lot of muscle on it. But since I got this saddle, it improved.
But if you don't mind me saying, is that he had quite a lot of white hairs on his back when we saw him initially a year ago.
He did.
And now they seem to, well, for today, they finally completely disappeared.
Yeah.
Completely gone.
They're completely gone, indeed.
And that's just so wonderful. And his back, the muscles, just so different. And even his way of going, I think, has changed.
Yeah,
that I notice.
He's more relaxed and it's easier for him to lift his back. So, and, you know, when we're outside, he can make longer steps. Yeah. His movement is more free.
For me, I mean, I've seen him, you know, over the last year many times, and his head comes down more. He seems more relaxed. Yeah. He flows more. He's more fluid. His movement looks more fluid. And then when you see the evidence of his back, and I know that one of the things that we told you about was acro training, and that was really good as well. You know,
did the
so the combination, yeah, fantastic.
He thought it was very scary at first, but you know, he got used to it very quickly.
It's good.
And he was a good horse there. So yeah, that I think it gave him a little, you know, to start with. Yeah. And then with this and with some lunging, of course, it improved a lot.
And of course, like you had a Tevis a year ago, the one you sat on. Well, actually, it isn't, is it? Because that was the second Tevis, because you had another one as well.
Yeah.
And of course, you sort of liked the saddles so much, you decided to sell them. So, you know, our Dutch contact. And
Indeed.
It's just quite amazing with you and Frans and Herman here. And, you know, a lot of people were sharing the saddles as well. And you and Frans organised a lot of some of the endurance rides here as well.
Yes, we organise 4 endurance rides.
Which ones are those?
Sorry?
Which ones are those?
One's in Kootwijkerbroek.
Yeah.
Ermelo, that's the first one this year. And actually Ermelo is very nice because The week afterwards is the Dutch Championship
Okay.
on the same track.
Fantastic.
But now national riders can do a 20 kilometer or 30 kilometer on the tracks
Yeah, yeah.
of the Dutch Championships.
Fantastic.
And we have Van Rooij at the end of the season. Those are the ones we organize. And we have a cup over those competitions.
Yeah.
And one more. Friends
Okay.
of ours organize a competition in Wassenaar. It's on
Yeah.
the beach. Very
Okay,
nice.
that sounds lovely.
Yes, and if you compete in 3 of those rides, it's 3 of the 5, then you can actually win a saddle.
And
It's
that would be a
a classic endurance
classic
saddle.
ReactorPanel classic endurance.
The one that Maria and Nobby
yes,
use.
exactly. The one that she bought all those years ago.
Yeah,
So no, that's fantastic. And last year, you did the same last year, and someone won one last year.
yeah.
And this year, that's a
I
fantastic
think,
thing.
but I think actually that maybe his wife is using it.
Ah.
So I'm not absolutely sure.
Maybe his bum's too big.
No, I don't think so. He looks well trained.
I've not met him.
No, but it's very nice, and we do the cup to stimulate the national rides in endurance. So not just the top, but to be able to win a big prize on a low level ride.
Exactly.
That's really unique
Pretty
in the Netherlands.
amazing.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at his bridle, thinking that did we not bring a bridle for you as well? I think.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I
We
think
have.
did,
We have
yes.
got a bridle for you.
We have a bridle.
We've
so-
got the one you wanted, the bitless bridle.
Oh wow, that's a treat then.
Yeah. So we'll go and have a look at
There you
that.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Good.